Has this ever happened to you? It's the zombie apocalypse, and they want brains.
The zombies are here and they want my brain. But brains don't grow on trees.
Until now!
What?
From Ormsby Labs comes Brain Trees. Grow edible heads in the comfort of your own home that zombies will love. Hello, I'm Ormsby from Cinema Insane, located in the haunted lighthouse of Mastic. My new Ormsby Labs Brain Trees are not only a great conversation piece, but they can save your life. Just put the DNA-altered seeds in a pot with soil and water, and within minutes, you'll have a beautiful tree with plump, brain-filled heads, ready for zombie chomping.
Thank you, Ormsby Labs.
Get your Ormsby Labs Brain Tree today. Send 300 payments of $19.99 to Haunted Lighthouse of Mastic, 13 Clone View Lane, Haunted Town of Mastic, New York, 66666. Check and money orders only, please. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. I'm updating my Facebook status, mother! No! You can't have a Facebook profile! You need a face for that! Oh, hello! Ormsby here from Cinema Insane, located in the haunted lighthouse of Mastic. I was just on Facebook. We have a Facebook fan page for our show. Just search Ormsby Cinema Insane and make sure to like our page. Tonight, we have a treat for all of you. Our Fearsome feature is a Bela Lugosi film in color. Most of you only remember Bela Lugosi in black and white, but he starred in a color film called Scared to Death from 1947. Co-starring George Zucco, Nat Pendleton, and Angelo Rosito, and directed by Christy Cobain, who directed The Mummy's Hand. The film is told from the perspective of a dead woman, telling us how she arrived at her untimely end. Originally, Lionel Atwill was supposed to be in the film, but had to drop out due to the fact that he was dying. He was replaced by George Zucco. In honor of showing the only color vehicle starring Bela Lugosi, I've decided to do our show in black and white. Now let's see, I think it's this button. We're in black and white. Mwahahaha!
Ormsby, I need to talk to you.
What is it, 99? Come here.
This is too freaky.
Children don't like black and white. You enjoy Scared to Death, and we'll be right back. Everything looks so weird.
Is this the body?
Yes, Doctor. And the police are particularly anxious that the cause of death be determined at the earliest possible moment.
It's a pity. She was a very beautiful woman. One hates to perform an autopsy on a beautiful woman.
But you've no other choice, Doctor.
Most unusual. There are no marks of violence on the body. What do they suspect? Poison? Have they any idea?
My understanding is, Doctor, that the authorities are entirely at sea as to how she was killed. They know why, but, and they also have the fellow who killed her. But...
Yes, that doesn't matter. That's none of our business. Our business is to find out what killed her. And yet, one often wonders, what could have caused the last thought that was cut off by death? If it was spoken now, what would it be?
If you're here, you found me alive. But you know what you killed me. I warn you. Don't come upstairs. No, don't, please. Don't. No, I told you I didn't want the bandage.
Why, Laura? Why are you so opposed to the bandage? Does it remind you of something, perhaps?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing, Laura, nothing. Now, won't you lie down again and let me complete the examination? You're a sick girl, you know, in a highly nervous condition.
I want to know what you meant by saying the bandage reminded me of something.
If you don't know, how should I?
You don't fool me for a minute, Doctor. I know how you feel about me.
Do you, Laura? Then I wish you'd tell me, for I don't know. I don't know how I feel about you at all.
You're clever, Doctor. But I'm wise to you and that fool of a son of yours.
How long have you been married to Ward now?
Too long.
And why don't you give him his divorce? He's asked you often enough.
I'll give him a divorce when I'm good and ready.
I see.
I'm not afraid of anything he can do, or you, or anyone else. What's that?
Your heart's beating like a trick hammer. I must warn you of this high state of nervous tension.
What's that noise?
It's only a branch tapping against the window. Now, my dear Laura, if you want me to help you, you must tell me what it is you fear.
I told you I'm not afraid of anything. I know what's going on here. Someone's trying to scare me out, but it won't work, see? Here I am, and here I'll stay until I rot.
I'm afraid there's more truth in that than you suspect.
Laura, I must ask you not to cause Father any more trouble. I don't want you threatening him, you hear?
You too. You're so cute. I'm sure you want to be alone.
You're not going to make him pay for my mistake.
What are you going to do about it?
I'd like to.
You'd like to choke me, wouldn't you, Ward? You haven't got the nerve. Here. This is the only thing you ever gave me. You can have it back.
She's right. I gave her this when we were married. It's the only gift that ever passed between us.
Ward, what do you propose to do about Laura?
What can I do? She won't leave me. She won't give me a divorce.
Well, things can't go on this way, you know.
Dad, what is the matter with her? What do you think is wrong?
I don't know.
She wasn't this way until she began getting those letters from abroad, you remember?
Yes, it had something to do with those letters.
But you would have thought that when they stopped coming, that...
What is it, Elizabeth?
There's a patient, Doctor, a Mrs. Williams.
Williams?
That's the name she gave, and she's decked out like she's going to a horse show.
I can't see anyone today. Ask her to make another appointment.
Dad, please don't let what's happened interfere with your practice.
Oh, very well. Send her in a few minutes.
Sure, Doctor. Oh, yeah, that Bill Raymond's waiting. Do you want to see him?
Who's he?
That private cop who's always hanging around just hoping somebody gets murdered.
Oh, yes. He's probably come for his check. Take care of it, will you, Ward?
Yes. Elizabeth,
Yes.
this for you.
Gee. Thanks, Mr. Roy. But this belongs to Mrs. Van E, doesn't it?
Not anymore. It's all yours.
She won't get sore, will she? I don't want to have any trouble with her. You know how she is.
I know. We all know, Elizabeth. And I want to thank you for your patience.
Run along now, Elizabeth.
Yes, Doctor.
You made a fatal mistake, my boy, in marrying Laura.
Yes, I know. But you don't suppose I'm going to stand for it forever, do you?
No, I don't. And I don't think it will be necessary.
Do you have a plan?
I think it'll be better if you leave everything to me.
From the day a mysterious caller came to see Dr. Van E.
Oh, yes, I remember now, Mrs. Williams. I spoke to you this morning on the telephone. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you any more now than I told you then.
Oh, naturally, Doctor. I did not mean to imply that there were any abnormal goings-on here.
I assure you that is not, Mrs. Williams, nor will there be.
Nevertheless, Doctor, the way you were described to me and the way your place was described to me, I am certain that I am in the right place.
May I ask from whom you obtained these descriptions?
From a friend, Doctor. A mutual friend.
Lilibet, the woman I love. Can't we be friends?
Stop tracking your big flat feet after me wherever I go. I've got things to do.
Oh, gee, it's wonderful just to see you around, busying yourself, the little housewife.
I never knew the cop who didn't love to stand around and watch other people work.
Mrs. Williams, it's obvious from your conversation that you've come into possession of certain facts concerning my past. I know of only one person who could have given you that information, and it was my belief, yes, even my hope, that person was dead. But let me say that even if that person were alive, I should not submit to blackmail from you or from anyone else.
You show great courage, Doctor, for one in your unusual position. There has been no question of blackmail. I came here seeking your cooperation, which you have refused to give. So, let us call the matter closed.
Thank you.
Au revoir, Doctor.
Ormsby, fix the color.
No, I think it looks fine in black and white. A little change never hurt anyone. Oh, hello, welcome back. How are you enjoying Scared to Death? We're having a little mutiny here. The clones don't like the fact that the show is in black and white tonight. They want everything brought back to normal. Or as normal as we get around here. What do you think, 13?
As long as nothing happens to me, I don't care!
See? 13 doesn't mind. But if you're really upset about it, I'll change it back for just a little bit. Let's see. How do you change this? I think it's this. No, that's not right.
Ormsby!
I'm trying. Give me a break. Let's see. What's this do? Whoa, man. It's all psychedelic. No. 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 Hold on. I'm gonna reset the color. I have to turn off the lights first. Where's that light coming from?
This is not good!
Stop whining, 13. It's just residual energy from all the experiments I've done on you. It's not dangerous. Just, stay away from me. And all you clones might want to move away, too. Let me see if I desaturate the video. There. And now, I can't see the reset button. I'll just have to hit anything and see what happens. Zucco.
Then came this sinister pair.
My little guardian of the doorbell. If you had waited another second, Inigo and I should have kicked the door in.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there is an air of inquiry about you that immediately offends my deepest nature. There is something suggesting Scotland Yard, the French Sûreté, the Italian Carabinieri, the Turkish Polizei, and other minions of the law. Short, sir, I think you're a cop.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I believe I'm in the home of Dr. Joseph Van E.
Yes, sir. I mean, sirs.
Oh, do not be polite to Inigo. He's only offended by it. Run along, Inigo. Make yourself at home.
We got a nice tree in the yard, but it ain't got no coconuts.
My little friend Inigo is deaf and dumb. He cannot hear and he cannot speak. But he reads the lips, and I would advise you to say nothing to annoy him. His temper is short, indeed. This, I presume, is Dr. Van E.'s private office.
Yes, sir. But I really should announce you.
My dear girl, if I allowed myself to be announced, I doubt I would be received anywhere.
I'm sorry, really I am, but the doctor won't see anybody without an appointment.
Appointment? I have had an appointment with him these 20 years. He will see me.
Doctor, someone's
My dear doctor, truthfully can it be said that your house is your castle, protected by your countless slaves?
So it is you, Leonard. I was warned you might appear like one of your own illusions out of nowhere.
My dear Joseph, you have not changed a bit.
Have you met my friend, Mr. Raymond?
Raymond? Oh, Raymond. No doubt a relative of the great magician of the same name.
Mr. Raymond is our private patrol officer. He keeps an eye on the premises for us. And other comings and goings.
A very good idea, my dear Joseph, to have a private bodyguard at your beck and call.
Well, you fellas are old friends, I can see that.
Oh, yes. Old friends.
Well, then maybe you'd like to be alone to talk over old times.
A very good suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Raymond.
I won't be far away, Doc. Well, so long, Mr. Leonard. Don't pull any more little men out of your hat.
Well, Leonard, what brings you to me after all this time?
The long arm of coincidence, my dear Joseph. Simply the long arm of coincidence. Aren't you glad to see me again?
No, I can't say that I am. You with your foreign background and I, what have we two in common?
Always truthful, Cousin Joseph. As when we were young men. You might have said no and saved your career. But you prefer to tell the truth and ruin yourself.
What do you want here, Leonard?
A few days' hospitality, my dear Joseph. Nothing more. Is that too much for one cousin to ask of another?
Remember, we agreed not to think of each other as cousins again, Leonard.
Bygones, my dear Joseph. And I'm willing to forget. And I suggest that you do the same.
You've grown older, Leonard, but there may be something in what you say. I don't want to hold a grudge. But don't do anything that will make me regret my action.
You have my promise. Now, if you will show me to my room. Oh, I should say, I have a traveling companion from whom I am inseparable.
Who?
Inigo, a dwarf, one of the little men. He became very much attached to me when he lost his master. You do not object.
What good would that do?
How true.
Very well. You may have the room next to my daughter-in-law. I know you like that.
Oh, yes. The lady, who I am told has an utmost horror of having her eyes blindfolded. A phobia of most interesting origin, I dare say. Something to think about.
That night, my husband questioned Leonard about my past.
Cousin Leo. Oh. My dear Ward. How flattering that you remember me.
Well, how could I ever forget you? What are you doing here?
A chance visitor, my boy. I wanted to see the old homestead again.
You've seen Father?
Yes, and he received me with open arms, in a manner of speaking.
I don't mind telling you, you came at a very bad time. We're having some trouble.
My boy, trouble and I are like this. I presume you refer to the charming lady in the room next to mine, your wife, I believe.
Yes,
Laura. I have met her, but I'm looking forward to the pleasure.
I'd like to talk to you for a moment.
All right.
Perhaps you can help us.
By doing what, my boy?
You've been everywhere. You were caught in Europe during the war. I'd like to show you something. You may be just the person I'm looking for.
If I can be of any service.
Did you ever hear of a dance team called Renee and Lorette?
I don't think so, my boy. And then again...
There must have been such a team. Look.
Renee and Lorette. The dance of the green mask in the green room in Paris. Green room.
Yes?
Oh, the face of the man does seem slightly familiar. May I ask, where you got this photograph?
The maid, Lilibet, found it in Laura's room and turned it over to me.
Oh, then, my boy, I'm afraid I can't help you. I played the green room on several occasions, but never with these people. In fact, I don't seem to remember them at all. And I appeared in many clubs during the occupation.
I'm sure the girl behind the green mask in this picture is Laura.
How can you be sure? Who can ever be sure what's behind the mask? If the people in this photograph could suddenly come to life.
I'd like to know who the man is.
It can be anyone, my friend. Anyone. In this makeup, it might be even I.
I wish you wouldn't joke about it. This is very serious.
Of course. But let us say you found out who the man in the photograph is. What then?
I have an idea that if the man in this picture were to show up, I'd find out I wasn't married to Laura at all. Think over what I've asked you. It'll be to your advantage.
Certainly, my boy. I will give it every consideration. And perhaps something will occur. Who knows?